Hello, and welcome to Planeswalker Plus. I'm your host, Alice Clark. This month, we're going to be pitting our players' decks against decks they might face in next month's challenge, Friday Night Magic. Now, Lee is a chicken. He's a big wussy chicken, so he's not here. But our remaining players will totally rise to the challenge, or fail miserably. But either way, it should be fun. Let's go play.
So I'm playing Nivok's Cyclops deck. So it's an Izzet deck, blue-red, and the whole idea is to cast this creature. And when you cast instants or sorceries, the creature gets stronger and stronger and stronger. The idea is basically drop this on turn 3, and then turn 4 you cast a whole heap of spells and kill them all in one go.
Hi, I'm playing the Inspiring Heroics deck, and it uses the heroic mechanic to buff up little creatures and make them massive so I can crush.
So this is a black devotion deck, which has a whole bunch of blue because it has blue in it. Shut up, you need a reason. And this is Gary. Gary's what holds this together. Gary, he's a merchant, he does some stuff, he takes their life, he gives it to me, which I think is very Robin Hood of him, and I like it. And then Ashiok takes their cards and then gives me their cards. And that's why Shane is going to die crying.
So we stuck with the black deck again this time, and I versed 3 very different decks than what I'm used to.
This time my deck did a lot better than it has in the past. I finally got to use my Aetherling. Aetherling was sick, but that's not what won me games.
I was actually very surprised when my deck versus the other three decks.
It sort of had mixed results, which was kind of entertaining, I hope. But it was very entertaining for me.
Heroic is very, very painful. Everyone knows that's going to have a lot of creatures going to be dealing a lot of damages. I couldn't get my life as soon as I wanted.
These 2 cards won me games. So Banish a Priest and Arrest. Now these are all about permanent lockdown. So, you know, instead of just detaining for a single turn, they're more or less locked out unless they've got some kind of removal.
It was very specific, like on the actual game. If I had the right cards, I would be winning. If they had the right cards, they would be winning.
Sort of ended up depending on the hands that the other people were playing and sort of the luck of the draw. When I managed to get lots of swamps, I annihilated the field.
Well, and none of the decks I played against really did a whole lot of removal, so...
But when I got mana screwed, I lost in a pretty heavy way, so let's see what I can put in my deck to make that never happen again.
That did good, flyers went pew 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 pew, and the deck's going well. Looking forward to the next event, but I've still got a bit more fine tuning to do, I think.
Well, that's the game, and Shane's a dick, because he beat me, so I think he's cheating. That seems fair. I'm a good loser. Let's see how they improve their decks.
So Theros has come out, and there's a couple of new cards that have come out which are exactly the same as my old cards, but they do more things. So I've put him in to make my deck a little bit better. The main one is Dissolve, so that's going to change my cancels. So my cancels were counter spells. Now they get counter spell for the same cost, but I get to scry. So effectively I get to, you know, look at the top card I'm going to draw, see if I like it or not. If I don't, ditch it. If I do, keep it there when I draw it. I've also got these 2 cards here, so there's Spill of Heliod and the Bident of Thassa. So they are legendary artifact kind of enchantments. So what they'll do is I put them on play, they'll benefit my entire army in some way, like give more +1/+1, or make it so if any of them deal damage to a player, I get to draw a card. So in those are going to be hopefully those ones that turn the tide in the battle. If I'm in a little bit of a crunch situation, it'll help or solidify my defense a lot more, and that's what I want to do.
I really haven't changed that much in my deck. There's a few small things just to make it more competitive against something in Friday Night Magic. I've added in Traveler's Amulet, which is just a 1-drop, it's extortable, and it also gives me mana straight into my hand. I've chucked in Oakteoxes, Yoked Oxes. One of the other things, it's a 0/4 blocker, good extort, 1-drop again. Then I've added more Tithe Ringers again into my deck, and another Sending of the Tithes. Just really good X-Store creatures. Gone back to most of the basic X-Stores just to get back into the basic X-Store stuff for late game. Go early game.
So I've added a few more cards to my deck. I've added a grey merchant. I refuse to call him Gary because that's not his name, okay? But that's going to be pretty fun if I manage to get that in. And then just to get one of those into my hands, we've added Read the Bones so that I can get all the cards that I actually need. So that's going to be pretty fun. And then I've got a extra sneaky special card that's going to help win me the game. So fingers crossed I can get it into my hands.
Next month, we're going to see how those recently rejuvenated decks stack up in Friday Night Magic. I think they've got a chance. They seem like good kids. If you want to start playing, you can win this Rakdos Revelry intro deck just by telling us what you would bring to a Rakdos Revelry party. Just go to our Facebook page. I'll see you next month.